So in Canada, we have 7 NHL teams. And if you're not a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Leafs are one of the oldest teams that goes back like 100 years or whatever it is, if you're not a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, you're a fan of one of the other teams. And if you're a fan of the other teams, most people, fans of the other teams, cannot stand the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they have various reasons for that. I'll tell you what mine is, and it's probably not what you think. First, I'll give you a little history. So, I grew up in British Columbia in a small logging camp in a remote place. And in the 1970s, when I was a kid, we didn't get a lot of hockey games on TV. Basically the only hockey we got was on Saturday night for Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. We only had two channels. So for the most part, we got Montreal Canadiens games or Toronto Maple Leafs games, despite having a third team in Canada, which was in Vancouver. And as a kid, I started out with being a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, and at that point, the Canucks were in the league, but they weren't really much. They were a new franchise. I started out early, really loving Ken Dryden, Guy Lafleur, Yvon Cornway, Jacques Lemaire, all the Montreal Canadian guys. That's what we saw. That's what we saw a lot. And then we got a lot of Leafs games, so I became a Darryl Sittler fan. I liked Lanny McDonald. And I'll tell you, I remember watching the game that Darryl Sittler scored 10 points in one game. It was a Saturday night. It was February 7th, 1976. And yeah, we were huge fans. Mike Palmentier was a goalie in the late 70s for them. We really liked him a lot. And it all had to do with that was the team that we saw most in Western Canada. And they had a massive fan base too. So it makes sense that they would get their games televised nationally more. So I guess it was probably about 1977, 78, I became a Vancouver Canucks fan. Like, I dropped my love for the Leafs, I dropped my love for Montreal Canadiens, and I focused solely on Vancouver. And it's mainly because friends that I was going to school with were all Canuck fans at that point, and I wanted to fit in. And I thought, they're the home team, so let's cheer for the home team. So I started listening to all the games like crazy religiously on the radio, because that's all I could get. So every night we got radio at night. We didn't get radio in the day. We get it at night. I'd listen to all the games for a few years until the early 1980s, when they started broadcasting a lot of Vancouver Canuck games on a local TV station. So do I hate the Toronto Maple Leafs because they have an obnoxious fan base? No, because every fan base has some obnoxious people in it. And if you're online reading comments and stuff and people trolling, and you get it. I mean, that's what it is, trash talking. And all fans from, not all fans, but fans from all teams can be very obnoxious, yes. Yeah, but obnoxious fans aren't the reason why I despise the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is it the players? Well, there's nobody really to hate on the team. Austin Matthews, fantastic talent. Mitch Marner, love watching him. I'm a small guy. He's a little guy, and he's really crafty. And Morgan Riley's from Vancouver, another excellent guy to watch. The team's really likable. They play a really good style hockey. But that's not the reason why I despise them so much. It comes down to futility. It comes down to, which team can I just hope loses so much that their fans are feeling as bad as I am as a Canucks fan for all these years? If you look back at the 1967 NHL expansion draft, you had the Oakland Seals, they're gone. Philly came in. The Flyers came in, they won 2 cups, 74, 75. Like right away they won cups. Pittsburgh has won a whole bunch of cups. St. Louis finally won one just recently. The Kings have won cups. Minnesota North Stars, and now Dallas, they won a cup. And then the next expanded draft was Buffalo. I can't hate on Buffalo. Yeah, they came in at the same time as Vancouver, but they're an American-based team, and it's just not the same. The Flames, the expanded draft from the WHL, or sorry, WHA teams that came in. Ottawa hasn't won it. Well, that was a little bit later, but they haven't won any cups, so I can't hate them. They haven't been in the league long enough, not as long as Vancouver. Edmonton's won a whole bunch of cups. Calgary even won one in '89. Winnipeg has never won any cups, but again, haven't been in as long as hasn't been as long a futility as Vancouver. The Leafs are great. When you get into a debate online and people are hammering away and it's Flames fans going, yeah, but we've got a cup, you really don't have much of an argument there. But if I get into an argument with the Toronto Maple Leafs fan, I got them. They could say, yeah, but we won. I think they won like 14 cups. But they won all these cups before there were all these teams in the league. Way back when there were 6 teams in the league, the percentages were so high to win cups back then. And they have not won one in the time the Canucks have been in the league. They're an easy target. I can go after them and say, yeah, but I don't even think they've been to a finals. They have not been into a final. Well, they haven't been into a finals since 1967 when they won a cup. The Canucks have been to the finals 3 times in that time. I think the Leafs have only been to like conference finals. I know they were back in like 93, 94. They had good teams there that were close. So it's easy for me. I can go there. And they really don't have an argument. But if they win a cup, that's it. What do I have? I have a franchise that I'm sitting here cheering for that has been, losing, or has never won a cup in all those years, and it hurts. So that's why I hate the Leafs. I hate the Leafs because I don't want them to win. I want them to never win. I want to be able to look at them and their massive fan base every year at the end of every year and say, yeah, but you guys suck worse than we do. Like and subscribe. Thank you.